Hello, Jammers! It's your host, Pepper, and welcome to Jamcast, Jama's first ever podcast. This is a project that has been in the works for months, and the Jam Fam is very proud to present our first episode. On this podcast, we will occasionally have guest stars such as Wisteria Moon and Apari, and cover controversial topics which we feel need to be discussed, such as, should Jambassadors actually be replaced? Are scammers and hackers really bad? Are rares worth anything at all? And much more. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce the Jam Fam. I am Pepper, I am 17, I've been making Animal Jam videos and playing Animal Jam for 6 years, and I am a Jambassador.
I'm Typical Rocky, and I'm 18 years old, and I've been playing Animal Jam since 2012, and I am also a Jambassador.
I'm Evan, also known as Cheerios. I'm 18 years old, and I started playing Animal Jam in 2013. I'm mostly known for making videos with my grandma.
Hi, my name is Gabby. I have been playing Animal Jam and making Animal Jam videos ever since I was 9 years old, and I am 15 now, so I really love Animal Jam.
I'm Alyssa, or Twinkle0122. I am 19 years old and been around in the Animal Jam community since 2012. I am also part of the Jambassador squad.
Alright, so let's start off with the topic of today's podcast, and that is, should Jambassadors be replaced? It's really controversial. A lot of people say yes, but a lot of people also say no, so let's go ahead and get some of Jama's leading experts on the case. We're not experts at all, we're just giving our opinions, okay? Alright, so the first question of the night, what do you think of the current Jambassadors? And I will remind everyone, if you don't know the current Jambassadors, that is Apari, myself, Typical Rocky, Twinkle0122, Snowy Claw, Wisteria Moon, Jelly Jones, and Sethi.
I think you got all of them.
I usually forget at least one or two. Alright, so what do you think of those current Jambassadors? Let's start off with Typical Rocky.
Alright, well, don't get me wrong, I love all of them equally, and it's been a great experience getting to know them personally and meeting them in real life. But I do think that, and I can't really speak for everyone, but I'm going to admit to myself that we've been pretty inactive in this community. And it really sucks because we all used to be really active, and, you know, I'm not saying that I guess Animal Jam got boring or anything, but I guess you can say we all got really busy and have somewhat slowly lost interest into the game. I genuinely do feel like that we need to really step up our game and post more, because a lot of people think that us Jambassadors are using Animal Jam HQ to go to the Fruit California trip and to go to VidCon. I mean, for me at least, I couldn't care less about the trip, although it was such a great experience. I'm here because I like to make videos, and I'm really here for my fans, especially because I just like the community. I mean, we get to like communicate with a lot of people, but I feel like we really need to prove everyone wrong that we're not here for the Animal Jam trip. We're here because we enjoy making videos, and we stick around because we like Animal Jam for its game.
Alright, well that was a Jambassador's opinion on it, and now let's hear a non-Jambassador opinion on it, because I'm actually really interested. Evan, what do you think of the current Jambassadors?
So I think all the Jambassadors are great and amazing. I think they're all really nice, and they're very capable of being a Jambassador, for sure.
Okay, so I have a lot of opinions on the Jambassador thing because I've just been kind of watching for a while. But I love every single Jambassador. I've talked to most of them and known most of them for years now. The main problem with the Jambassador program is that everyone's growing up super busy with college and high school, and they just don't have time to make videos. So I feel like Animal Jam needs to invest in younger talent, not like super young, but like in their senior year of high school. You know what I mean? They need to add some more younger people, I feel like.
My opinion on the current Jambassadors is that they're all really, really great, but sometimes they can't upload videos because they have work and stuff, which is kind of sad because a lot of them have great work ethic, and it's sad to see them go and move on to college and have stuff to do other than Animal Jam.
And now we are coming back to yet another Jambassador. We have 3 Jambassadors against 3 non-Jambassadors, so I feel like it's pretty even tonight. What do you think of the current Jambassadors, being one yourself?
So, I love all the Jambassadors, and for someone who personally knows everyone, I know like we always have a great time together, and I don't know, it's just like the best time of the year, to be honest. I mean, we are all inactive, I guess, right now, which is kind of bad. Personally,
That's true.
I have school and college, and I need to get my grades up, and I think under a lot of the other Jambassadors too, like I know Natalie, for example, we're just like really busy with college.
Alright, and I guess it's my turn to answer the Jambassador question. What do I think of the current Jambassadors? Well, I'm gonna say something controversial, so
Oh.
Just
Oh.
brace yourselves,
God.
everybody. I love all of the Jam Ambassadors. They are literally like my family. That's not the controversial part. I'm getting there. They're like my family. I get so excited every single year I go to California and I'm just like, oh my god, it's that time. I get to see my best friends. Like, oh my god. And even if we don't talk for months or weeks on end, it's always an exciting time because I'm like, those are my people. I feel at home with them and it's amazing. But that being said, I feel like some of us, yes, we have work and school and life to work around. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of us are just lazy and just don't feel like it. Because I remember I believe it was March of this year, actually, my brother and I made a pact to upload every single day. And it was very mentally exhausting. It lasted for about a month, and it was very mentally exhausting.
It worked out pretty well, actually.
It did.
I was in it too.
You were?
It was
Wow.
cool. Yeah, I did it.
In it for like a week.
I was in it for 3 weeks, actually.
I was in it for about like a month and a half, I believe, and I was making daily content, but it was so mentally exhausting. Just, I got such burnout from it. But then again, I feel like I could have at least done every other day videos because I know that my lifestyle isn't really all that busy, even though it feels like it is a lot. I feel like a lot of the Jam Ambassadors are just being lazy about things because I feel like if you have something as important as, I don't know, 20, 30, 100,000, 200,000, even 300,000 fans waiting on you, I feel like you can make time in your schedule for them. So while I do love all of the current Jam Ambassadors, they're literally like my family, as I said, some of them do annoy me sometimes. Even myself. I annoy myself sometimes, but that's just my thought on the current Jam Ambassadors. Typical Rocky is literally dying!
So, everyone, we unfortunately just lost Typical Rocky to a fire drill in her dorms.
Or what if a Jam Ambassador becomes that age? Should they be then kicked out?
Well, I honestly don't think that there is a cutoff age for a Jam Ambassador. I think Animal Jam's open to all ages so that you should be able to be a Jam Ambassador no matter how old you are. However, I do think that when someone becomes of an age to where they're like older than like 30 per se, I think it's when it's like enough. Like, you know, if you are that around that age and haven't already been a Jam Ambassador, then I do believe that you should get a chance at being one. But that being said, I wouldn't, if you've been a Jam Ambassador for a really long time and you're just using it for a trip, I would definitely just kick them off.
I don't think anyone should be like kicked off necessarily just because of their age. Like, sorry, you're 21. Nope, we're done. Bye. See you later. Maybe offer them an internship like they did Snowy Claw. Obviously, I don't work for Animal Jam, but I know Snowy Claw did an internship a year. But I don't think anyone should be necessarily kicked off because of their age. But I also don't think super duper old people, not super duper old people, but just like older people in their 20s or in their late teenage years as new Jam Ambassadors would really benefit them right now, you know what I mean? Because people are growing up and people have jobs and they're moving out and going to college and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely should be kicked off. I definitely phrased that wrong. However, but I do feel like that you should be able to give someone a chance even if they are just old despite their age.
Say like a 50-year-old person, man or woman, I don't know, they join Animal Jam and their channel just blows up. Would Animal Jam like invite them to VidCon? Do you think that'd be weird?
I definitely like agree with you shouldn't really add people who are super old, but that's only because Animal Jam is targeted towards kids. The people who should represent Game of Animal Jam should be in the kid range. And I don't think it would be beneficial for Animal Jam to add someone who is older than 20 to the Jam Ambassador squad. If they do grow up and still want to play the game, that's perfectly fine. But when they are adding Jam Ambassadors, they shouldn't add someone who's older than 20.
But also going off of that, again, I now realize like, well, not like super duper old people, but adding people who are in their late teens, mid-teens, you know, early 20s at the latest, you know, I feel like that would also benefit Animal Jam because do you guys remember in like 2013 when all of the Jam Ambassadors were like 12? Do you remember how much drama there was? And
that is very
no
true. There is almost no drama as it stands in the community right now. And I would also like to add that while the quality of the video doesn't matter so much, it does still have a vital role in your YouTube channel. And I remember back in 2012, 2011, we were all still figuring out how exactly to edit videos when we were that young. And honestly, most of our videos looked like complete reindeer poop, okay? It was bad.
They were really bad.
And just everything about my videos back then, just horrible. And I feel like it would take I mean, of course, there are young people who are very tech savvy and know their way around a computer and can make amazing quality videos. But I feel like Animal Jam would also benefit from an editor who is more experienced in that regard.
When I say like the Jambassadors in 2013, obviously Jambassadors weren't a thing in 2013, but the current Jambassadors and the way they acted in 2013 because they were so young is a lot different than how they act now. You know what I mean?
That is extremely true. I remember I was involved in quite a bit of drama, and so was my brother, and so was literally every other Jambassador except for Snowy Claw and Jelly Jones, because they're like the most peaceful people in the Animal Jam kingdom. But as younger people, you're more prone to being super dramatic at times and wanting to just be like, you wronged me, I'm never being your friend again, and I'm gonna expose you on YouTube for it. Now that I'm 17 and I look back at my 13-year-old self who was friends with Lilac Petal and all the drama I got involved in with her, I just want to like scream at myself, like, what were you doing? Be mature and stop. Like, just stop what you're doing. And that is a very valid point. I feel like older people bring more maturity to the table, and also it's a role model that someone can look up to, because it's kind of strange for an 8-year-old to look up to another 8-year-old. I mean, there probably are a few circumstances like that, like maybe a twin looking up to their other twin, or maybe an 8-year-old on YouTube watching another 8-year-old's videos, but then again, I don't usually see that too often.
No, I remember when you guys were like in all that drama back in 2013. I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
All of those videos. I just ate that up. It was insane.
And that is a very impressionable age, and then
Very impressionable.
you're brought up around all of this drama just like constantly thrown in your face, and you are just a lovely animal jammer trying to live your animal jammer life, and you get drama thrusted into your face. How do you think that's going to affect someone's childhood when all they see is this negativity and drama? Are they like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to be when I'm older? What are your thoughts on that?
When I got into Animal Jam drama back when I was 13, because it was the same thing as it was for you as it was for me, I was just super duper dramatic. I was going through, the awkward middle school years. I was super dramatic, and I like regret it now, but it's really taught me a lot, you know what I mean? And I've changed definitely a lot, and I owe it to Animal Jam in a way, you know what I mean?
It kind of positively affects the ones that were involved in the negative drama, which is a weird way of looking at it. But how do you think it affects the people who weren't involved in the drama at all and they're just watching from the sidelines? What do you think that does to them? Does that positively affect them? I don't think so. I think it negatively affects anyone watching the drama, because they're thinking, oh, it's okay to be like this. It's okay to throw all your drama out into the world and shame everybody for having their own opinions and things like that. And I don't think that's okay. So,
and then take sides and stuff like that. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and just immediately get into this like war over it and turn against your friends and like just start all these unnecessary name callings and things like that. I don't think that's a good thing at all. And so that is definitely where I think Animal Jam could benefit from having older Jambassadors. But then again, younger Jambassadors play more into the aspect of the age range that they're looking for, of like 8 to 13-year-olds, I think, somewhere in that range, right?
There's definitely pros and cons.
There are.
Definitely pros and cons.
Yeah, just a funny thing. I remember, like, going home from school and, like, seeing your video about Lilac Petal, and I just got so angry. I was just like, oh my god. I thought it was the end of the world for me, because I was, like, 11 years old. Like, it was crazy. That was a crazy time. But I think
really
everyone
was.
from Animal Jam, it was a great time.
It was like watching reality TV, but it's a closer
Really
connection because you feel like you get to interact with that person more. Like, if you are a small YouTube channel, you interact with your fans more than, say, someone like PewDiePie who has 50 kajillion people watching him, right? So when you're that close with your fans and your fans are that close with you, I feel like the drama is even worse, and it like gets really heated because people love you and they'll defend you with like all their heart and soul, and it's like real reality TV drama for them.
It was even more like reality TV drama at my elementary school because everyone watched your videos.
Oh wow.
And we would all come to school the next day and be like, do you know what happened with like Pepper and Lilac Petal?
All right, finally, Alyssa, how old do you think is too old to be a Jambassador?
I don't know. Like, that's pretty hard because everyone's saying 20 and I'm 19. But I think I agree with whoever said like 50 years old, like it's too old or something like that. I think maybe 25 should be the cutoff. Not because I'm 19 and I'm 20 next year, but like I just feel like different people who mature at different times, and someone who's 23 may still be like really into the game and act like someone who's 13. Not saying like they're immature, but like
Yeah, I got that. A lot of people are ready to start their lives and, you know, move on to college or do whatever at 18, and a lot of people are still like, I still want to be a child. Like me, I'm taking a year off because I'm not ready to deal with it.
I think someone that's just like their heart's in Animal Jam and like they make videos because they enjoy doing it and not getting the Jambassador title. I always said that. I always said like, if you're making videos just to achieve something, I don't think you're going to get anywhere with it because your hopes and dreams are at this one. Like, it's okay to have that, but like, it should just come naturally. And like for me and the first couple Jambassadors, the first year ones, I don't know what were referred to, but
the originals, the OG Jambassadors. The first generation, if you will.
It was like a surprise to us. It was like, whoa, like all our hard work and dedication, because like I love doing this, has like paid off. Because like, wow, like we're meeting each other. We're going to represent Animal Jam in California and all this neat stuff. Second generation Jambassadors. Like, I don't want to say like they were working towards it, but like it gave them a goal to set.
Okay, so going off what Alyssa said, I think that the people who genuinely do not care for Animal Jam, only want the Jambassador role, only want to make videos specifically for the Jambassador role, they are not dedicated enough to making videos. Think it will come at an instant, but it won't. Like, that's a fact. It won't come at an instant. I feel like people like that are never going to reach that because they aren't dedicated, because obviously they just, you know, want California like everyone says. I think that all the Jambassadors that we have right now truly love Animal Jam, and they actually care about it and care about the game and the other people and friends they've made.
Yeah, I think that's a completely true statement. I don't feel like you're going to achieve fame or fans or anything if you go in wanting that. If you go in and your only goal is, I want to get rich and famous and I want to be a Jambassador and I want to be just like PewDiePie, I don't think you're going to be successful, because your originality and your genuinity, what's the word? Genuineness, I don't know. How genuine you are. How genuine you are shines through. If you are only doing it for views and for the California trip, as we've discussed, I think a lot of people will be able to see that. A lot of people will realize this person's not in it for their fans. They're not in it because they love this game. They're not in it because they love making videos. They're in it for ulterior motives. But anyway, we are going to move on to the next question, which is the hot ticket question. And I feel like this is going to get into a really heated debate. So let's try to keep it civil. Do you think Jambassadors should be replaced? Now, we would have Natalie go right now, but her dorm or someone else's dorm is on fire and she is no longer in the building. She's getting safe. So we're going to skip over and start with Evan. So, Evan, do you think Jambassadors should be replaced?
Absolutely not. I think that Jambassadors should not be replaced. They should keep adding more.
So just adding and no taking away people. So not replacing anyone, but just adding.
Right. And then if they want to leave themselves, they can leave. They should not be forcefully replaced by someone else.
What about, instead of replaced, just being removed from their post? What do you think about that? Not saying, we're not taking away Cheerios as a Jambassador and replacing him with Pepper. We're just taking away Cheerios. And then maybe what will happen to add another Jam Ambassador. So instead of replacing people, let's just think of it as like removing people. Do you think Jam Ambassadors should be removed?
I mean, it depends on it. Like, if they're, like, not really motivated at all.
All right, I'm back, boys.
Typical Rocky, you came just in time, but we're going to let Evan finish what he has to say, and then you can jump on in, and I'm glad you're not dead in a fire. All right, Evan.
Yeah, like I was saying, is that definitely should not replace them. If they're getting removed, then I think it should be for, like, a valid reason. Like, if they're really, like, not into the game anymore, or if they're, like, totally not interested, and they themselves are the ones who want to get out, not Animal Jam, I guess, in a sense.
All right, and now we are jumping over to Typical Rocky. Great of you to join us again. Once again, we're glad you're not dead in a fire. And the question is, do you think Jam Ambassadors should be replaced, or do you think they should be removed? And what are your thoughts on that?
Replaced? No, I don't think they should be replaced or removed. I feel like, you know, as a young adult, because, you know, we all are a little old, we should take responsibility, and if you genuinely think you can't be a Jam Ambassador anymore, or you don't have time, then you should be straight up with HHQ and tell them you don't want to do it anymore. I don't feel like anyone should be replaced, for sure.
All right, and moving right along, Etched, what do you think about it?
I don't think Animal Jam Ambassadors should be replaced, but if they do get to a point where they're not uploading at all, I do think they should be removed. If they don't upload within time, like let's be generous and give them a full year. If they don't upload in a full year, that's kind of bad. Like,
yeah,
removed. But they shouldn't be replaced if they don't within like 2 weeks. Like that's kind of lame.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask of someone upload every 2 weeks. And out of my own personal experience, there have been times in my life where I physically could not get to a computer, or the Wi-Fi was down, or I was on a school trip, and 2 weeks wasn't enough time to upload a video. Like, sometimes I was just being lazy, I mean, let's be honest. But 2 weeks, yeah, that's definitely like way too much. I feel like if there were a time, it would be like several months, not just weeks.
I'm gonna hop right in here and say that anyone should be replaced or removed specifically just because they don't upload or they haven't been the most active. You know what I'm saying? If someone does something controversial, something that's totally against the Animal Jam rules, and it's to the point where they can't have them representing their game anymore, totally understand that. They should be removed. But if you, for example, I'm going to be having surgery soon on my arm. Let's say I'm school, not able to go work, not able to do anything for like a straight month. And let's say like I was a Jam Ambassador. If Animal Jam just comes and they're like, yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about your arm, but you can't be a Jam Ambassador anymore. You should have thought about that before you broke your arm, honey.
Yeah, like stuff happens. Like stuff does happen. People get busy. Tragedies happen. I'm being extreme, but stuff does happen, and I think Animal Jam does understand that. And I think it's a little annoying for a lot of people in the community saying, blah, 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 doesn't deserve Jam Ambassador because they don't upload. You don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe something bad happened. You don't know. Like, we don't always share everything.
That is very true. For me, I don't share my struggles a whole lot, but I do have some struggles, and sometimes it takes me a lot to get motivated to make videos. And even just the one video, maybe, I think last month I uploaded one video. Even that one video was such like a great thing for me. I know I should have uploaded more, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was like in such a bad place mentally, and that one video, even though to a lot of people it was like, oh my god, she is so inactive, how dare she not upload, and she only upload one video a month. For a lot of people, that's what they would say. But for me, it was like, oh my god, I did it. I uploaded a video. So I definitely understand what you're saying with the whole, there are circumstances where people should be allowed to have some time off.
Yeah, definitely. And, I don't know, I feel like people really go in on the Jam Ambassadors and definitely put a lot, if not way too much pressure on them. Like back when Jammer Shade was the thing, rest in peace Jammer Shade, by the way.
They're not dead, their account is just dead. Just to clarify, nobody is dead.
They deleted their account. Not deleted it, they just don't upload. post. Okay. But people would go in on Jambassadors. They don't upload. They need to be revoked of all their Jambassador rights. No, you don't know what's up. You don't know what's going on. You're not in the loop.
Alright, so I don't think Jambassadors should be removed. I think there's a bunch of other things that we could do. So, for one, there should be a group of Jambassadors that do the California trip, the ones that are the quote-unquote role models or idols or represent Animal Jam, but then I think there should be another group of Jambassadors to make kind of everyone happy. Like a farm team. Like, do you guys know what farm teams are? Kind of like...
No idea. Is that a Canadian thing?
Maybe, I don't know.
Canadian
It's basically just, let's call it second place. I don't know what you guys call it. So basically, like, just like a group of other big influencers in the Animal Jam community that also like kind of get exclusive updates and stuff and can upload or Animal Jam gives them content and stuff. So then it kind of makes everyone happy in a way. Jam's also very considerate about how the Jambassadors right now have school and is busy and stuff because I mean myself, Pepper and Typical Rocky, who are in the chat with AJHQ, I know for a fact that Kate, the community manager, has asked us like a couple times of how school's going and stuff. At the dinner with Clark was asking me all about school and like what my plans were and like what I was going to do in the future and everything like that. So I think they, in the back of their head, they do know like we're busy, and I don't think they're looking to remove anyone unless someone comes forward and is like, and I don't know who mentioned this, but like whoever said that we should have the responsibilities of coming forward saying like I don't have time for this anymore. Like I appreciate like the opportunities you gave me and stuff, but I think I'm gonna have to back out and give my spot to someone else.
I do think that is a really responsible and respectful thing to do.
It's also really
Instead
mature.
of, yeah, it is a very mature thing to do. To realize that you can't do this anymore, even though it's something you loved and something you were so happy and excited about making a part of your life, you have to give it up because of other reasons, and you don't want to withhold your place from someone else. And I think that is...
Yeah, that's exactly what Lauren
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah, no, that's
agree.
what I
Like,
was
to
gonna
give
say.
someone they deserve. If I ever left, I definitely want to, like, tell AJ one day, like, when it's my time to be like, please give my place to someone that, like, genuinely deserves it, you know? Or, like, it would be cool if we can pick someone, you know, but
Yeah.
it's up to them.
Nominate
So I
our
really-
future posterity.
Yeah, our future replacement, yeah.
That would be really cool. What if there were, like, internships for Jambassador? Like, we all had our little junior. Like, oh, this is Pepper, and this is my little dude, and I'm training them to be a Jambassador. A Jambassador in training? That's so cute. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh my god, so cute.
That would be adorable. My thoughts, honestly, before, I thought, yeah, we should replace some Jambassadors, but after hearing all of these arguments here today, I'm going to change my mind and say, no, I don't think that Jambassadors should be replaced. Just before this podcast, I thought they should be. In fact, we took a tally just before this podcast because we all wanted to be sure that we would have something to talk about and we weren't just agreeing on all the same things because that would be a pretty boring podcast being like, what do you guys think? Should they be replaced? No. Okay, next question. So we took a tally, and out of everybody, I believe I was the only one who actually said, yes, they should be replaced. Because I feel like if you're inactive for so long, there's a certain time cutoff, I felt like. But then again, Gabby was right when she said that there are a lot of circumstances in which people cannot upload, or they feel like they can't upload, or, you know, you broke your arm and you can't do anything and you didn't plan on breaking your arm. Or even for me personally, like, I'm going to be going to the Netherlands to get a puppy and I may not even be able to go on the California trip. Does that mean I should no longer be a Jambassador? I don't think so. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I am me, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Jambassadors should be replaced because they've worked so hard to get to where they are. And once they're there, I feel like it should be their responsibility to say when they've had enough or when they are no longer able to do it. And it shouldn't just be up to the viewers of our channels to decide that, I don't like this person anymore, they should no longer be a Jambassador. I think it's up to AGHQ to decide who represents their game and who doesn't. And coming up on the final question, the spiciest question of the night, at least I believe anyway, because there has been a lot of controversy in this field. Do you think that outside behavior, as in not expressed on Animal Jam and not expressed on your YouTube channel in any capacity, should outside behavior affect your Jambassador status?
Definitely not. They have to realize that, we're teenagers and all, so we do young adult things, and I think my opinion is that they shouldn't bash us or judge us because of what we do offline. I mean, if you think about it, look at the real big YouTubers like David Dobrik and Logan Paul and those people. Like, I'm sure they've done, not saying you guys do, but just like an example. Like, I'm sure they've done, things before that their fans wouldn't want them to see them, but, we all have our private lives, so I think it shouldn't affect us at all. Because it's not like we're harming anyone. We're just living our own life,
All right, so to piggyback off of what she said, I definitely agree that we should not be judged for it. And if it's our personal information, it should not be leaked from someone else. That's basically like invading your private information. So the only way that they would actually find out is if someone actually leaked it, and then shame on them for doing that. They're the ones who should be punished for that, because it's someone's personal information and you should not be exposing it.
Exactly.
Yes, I have something to go off of what you said, because I have some really bad experience with this. I was DDoSed, which is basically they do some internet hacky thingy, I don't really know, and they got my address, my cell phone number, my full name, my parents' full names, everyone, like, it was horrifying. They leaked my address everywhere, and they would call me nonstop. I had to change my number about 5 separate times because they kept finding it, and they would call me, and they would say just the worst things imaginable. It damaged my self-esteem so much, and I knew that they weren't being honest or truthful about it. They were just being jerks, basically. But the things that they said were so hurtful and horrible, and that personal invasion of your privacy is just so horrible, especially in a game like Animal Jam. Like, you wouldn't think that would happen when you're just making videos about a game called Animal Jam. But apparently things like that do happen, where people just invade your personal space and your personal thoughts and all of that. So it's scary.
What I think is stuff should definitely not be leaked. I think that's a really bad thing, like invasion of privacy. If I'm talking to you one-on-one, expect that you have respect for me and don't share that with everyone in the world. You know what I mean? And kids are going to do stupid stuff. Obviously, some people aren't. We're all kids and young adults, so we're obviously going to do some stupid stuff. But
we're going to experiment things,
However, I think if an Animal Jam ambassador is doing crack,
that is definitely a whole nother story. If you have been arrested before for killing someone, I think that should influence it a little bit. But if you, I don't know, say swear outside of your YouTube channel, and you never swear on YouTube, you never swear on your Instagram, you never swear when you're around your fans, you are a good role model, but outside of that, you will swear. I don't think that should affect your role as a Jambassador, because swearing isn't really kid-friendly, and I don't think a person who openly swore on their channel would become a Jambassador. I mean, that's just my opinion anyway. Maybe there will be one day, but I don't think so. But if it's not on their channel and open for everyone to see, I don't think that should affect the outcome.
I think, like, if you're doing crack, that's one.
That is definitely one thing.
Maybe. And another thing is, like, if they ever got arrested,
definitely.
They're like, hey guys, this is a Pari's mugshot. Could you imagine? No, like,
yeah, but also if it's just for something small, like say speeding, because I'm pretty sure all of my brothers have gotten a speeding ticket before. I'm pretty sure almost everyone has. It's a pretty common thing. If you just get a speeding ticket, I don't think that should be like put on blast, like, oh my god, guys, Etched is such a horrible driver. She should no longer be a Jambassador. She got a speeding ticket and a parking ticket, and oh my god, she had her car towed. Like,
I'm just terrible. I'm resigning from the position because I'm just not a good role.
Yeah. I think if you're a good role model to children, just in your YouTube channel on Animal Jam when you're around them. I feel like that should be what makes the difference and not what you're like when you're not around them.
Yeah, definitely. And going off of that, I think everyone should have the ability to experience their own lives, but when you are a Jambassador, you are a role model, and it's hard to do your own thing and also make mistakes that normal kids do, because it'll just get put on blast and you're gonna get criticized. I don't think it's everyone on Animal Jam's business. I think it should be private.
And going off of what you were saying, normal kids who don't have YouTube channels, aren't Jambassadors, they are allowed to make mistakes. And I think that was an amazing point that you brought up. A lot of people go through life and they'll go to parties or whatnot. They'll do stupid things that teenagers do. And I'm pretty sure all of the Jambassadors now are teenagers, or at least close to being like in their prime teen years, like 16 to 17, 18, 19-ish. I think Seth is 15? Is he?
16.
He's 16 now?
He's
Okay,
16.
so yeah. And he was the youngest Jambassador, so all of the Jambassadors now are in their, like, prime teen years, I guess. And a lot of regular normal teens are allowed to make mistakes and do stupid things with their friends, like, I don't know, go graffiti something and then get arrested and be like, oh my god, why did you do that? But as a Jambassador, you can't go graffiti somewhere. I mean, I don't know why I'm using that as an example. That's a terrible example, but you're not allowed to do normal teenager things without feeling like you're letting people down.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you carry some sort of guilt with you.
Last year, I had, like, girls at my school, because people know about my YouTube channel at school. They tried to, like, sabotage it and expose me for stuff I did in, like, middle school, and drama I did in middle school. Is crazy.
Yeah, that's just insanity. So I feel like our private lives definitely should be kept private and not on display for everybody, because even though we are role models, I feel like we should still be able to and be allowed to have a life outside of it.
Me, I think about it as two different people. Like, I have my Animal Jam world, and then I have my real life world. So, like, with your Animal Jam world, you're going to be, like, the role model for kids and stuff. But if you allow your fans and friends into your personal life as well, like I said, personally for me, I am so open about my real life Instagram, and I post things on there, and I get comments sometimes saying that it's inappropriate, and I get that. But, like,
I agree with you, because I have my Nat spams, and I act a little bit different compared off camera, but I get what you're saying, though. For sure, I agree.
Yeah. To play devil's advocate, though, do you get to stop being a role model? Is being a role model like a 9-to-5 job, but then you get to stop? Like, Gandhi didn't stop being Gandhi on the weekends.
No, for me, no, because no matter what, for me, even though I might not act the same way compared to camera or off camera, I'm still there for people, you know? Like, if they need someone to talk to, I can be a friend or whatever. And I'm like, a role model should be someone that's, like, nice, you know? And I'm still always nice to everyone. I'll treat them just as, you know, I'm still nice to everyone. And plus, I don't really like calling people fans. I feel like that's just not me. I like people calling me either, like, supporters or, like, calling them friends, I guess. I don't know.
You've always done that.
It just
You've really
depends,
always
I
done
guess.
that.
Well, does anybody have any residual thoughts that they would like to share before we wrap this podcast up?
I want to add one more thing.
All right, go for it.
I don't want this podcast, since we're being so open, obviously, I don't want you guys to think that we're all the exact opposite off camera. It's like, I'm very bubbly in my videos, and I'm very happy and very upbeat. That's how I am in real life. I'm not like, I switch off. I'm like,
Jake Paul in real life versus...
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, true. Like, I'm all happy and outgoing. Sorry, I just cut you out. But, like, I'm, like, outgoing and stuff, but yeah, I get what you're saying,
we're
Gabby.
not the exact opposite. It's not like everything we put out there is fake, because I know for a fact it's not.
Exactly.
I talk to these people all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Aren't exactly the same as we are in our videos. Doesn't mean we're like polar opposites. We're doing crack outside of, like, Walmart. You know what I mean?
Crack outside
Yeah.
of Walmart,
That's
yes.
not what Animal Jam YouTubers do. It's not what Jambassadors do. We're not like,
We're not like that. Yeah, I am practically the same exact person in real life as opposed to
are
on
though.
Animal Jam. I don't think I actually changed that much. I think my voice actually tends to get a bit higher when I make my Animal Jam videos. I don't know why exactly. It's just like a thing. I'm just like, I get instantly happier. And when I'm happier, my voice goes up. So whenever I make a video, my voice is higher. I'm going to try to channel my normal voice. Hey, Natalie, how you doing? This is my regular voice that I use in regular conversation. And it feels really weird to be talking like this right now on camera. When usually I'm like this. And like, I put emotion behind my voice. It's weird. Like,
when I met you in Cali, like, it's literally the same. Like, you act the same as you do in your videos.
And so do you. And I believe for the majority of us, we all pretty much act the same. We have the same personality and everything. It's not like we're faking ourselves. But at the same time, I think there's things we'd rather not share with the world, especially impressionable young children. So in that aspect, I don't think... Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but... Yeah, we're not fake. We just have things we would rather not share with everybody. There's things I don't share with my parents, and there's things I don't share with my brothers, and there's things I don't share with my supporters, as Natalie likes to call them. That's a nice name. I think I'll stick with that. My friends, my supporters. There's things I'd rather not say to you guys. There's things I'd rather not say to my parents. Like, hey, I got an F in math in freshman year. That's a true fact. Oh my god. Why did I share that with the world? See, that's something embarrassing for me. I don't want to tell people that, like, because I feel like a failure. That's something I'd rather not share with the world.
Okay, I'm going to say something really quick. Okay, so I like to treat my fans as, like, future business employers. I know it's, like, a weird thing to think about, but if you were to talk to a future business employer, would you tell them about your personal life, like every single little bit of thing that you do? I wouldn't, personally, but I don't know about everyone else.
My goodness, you don't understand, Evan. When I, before I broke my arm and everything, when I was at work and people would just share the most ridiculous, personal, unnecessary things, I'm just standing there and I'm like, it's not necessary, you know what I mean? And some people may call that fake. I call that as being professional and not...
Yeah.
You don't need to know everything.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a difference between sharing your life with someone, especially the internet, because I feel like that's an amazing place to share your life. Like vloggers and things like that, they love to share their lives. But I feel like there's a difference between sharing your life and sharing too much personal business. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you, oh, by the way, my dog pooped today and it was looking kind of green. I'm not going to say that. That's gross and that's not professional. I wouldn't even tell my friends that. Like, I might know that and remember it in my head for the vet if he had a green poop. I don't think he had a green poop today, but I'm saying that as an example. Like, it's gross. Not everyone needs to know your business. And I don't think it should be spread out there for everyone to know.
And just because, again, we don't share everything doesn't mean we aren't real as we are on camera and on Instagram and all this stuff.
All right, and that wraps up the first ever official Jamcast, guys. I am so happy about this. I cannot wait to go and edit this, which is weird for me because I hate editing and this will be like an hour-long thing to edit. But I'm excited. Wow, we did it. I hope you enjoyed the first official episode. And put your thoughts in the comment section down below. We are going to read through them. We're going to like them all and comment and reply. Because I feel like this is definitely a two-way street. We give you our opinions. You give us yours. And anyways, that concludes the first ever Jamcast. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.